Last week being National Police Week, the White House tweeted whatever it is. We support and will never betray our men and women in law. Which ones? The ones that voted for you? Mm-hmm. Like this is about right and wrong.
Hey, do I need to say any more? That right there was perfect. So yes, we are living in a world where being hateful, being stupid, being just reckless, and being just a traitor to your country, treasonous, is now rewarding. Which is why? How? When did this happen? And let me know. Can I somehow get in on this? Is this the get rich quick scheme of 2025? You can say the most hatefulest thing, have it go viral, and all of a sudden you start a GoFundMe and you about to collect close to $1 million. Or just like the lady who was saying the N-word in her videos talking about trad moms, and all of a sudden she's a guest on Fox News. Like, how does this happen? We are I thought we were civilized people. It's 2025. But yet we're like reverting back to the cave days somehow, some way. And now with the individual, we're going to get into the video with CNN here. But I think her name is Abbott or Babbitt. Yeah, that's her name. She is now, or at least her family is receiving reparations from the Trump administration. Why? She broke in a government building and with hundreds of people wanting to threaten and harm other people. She was a part of that group. But yet, we have people to somehow spin this into her defense. Let's take a watch. Hey.
This is unbelievable in a way, especially if you were there. We covered it. To see this moment rewarded with a $5 million settlement, when we checked, we tried to see, were there officers who were injured, those who died as a result of their injuries or other aspects of their service on January 6th? Did they get anything? No settlements for those folks.
Not even money, but just even an acknowledgement. I'm just thinking about Brian Signick. His mother still waiting for a call from the president. Look, it's under no circumstances, should anybody's death be celebrated or somebody lost their daughter, somebody lost a sister or mother, and it's unfortunate that somebody lost their life there. But what message does it send that an individual, if she lived, she would have been charged. She would have been charged with a crime. She would have been a criminal. What message does that send out there to not just everyday citizens, but to people other criminals at the Capitol who may have been sprayed by police or may have been hit by police? Do they get to sue and now be rewarded because their record's clean with Donald Trump pardoning them?
Yeah, I mean, those are important sort of downstream effects of all this. I mean, does this open the door, Scott, to all these other people suing the police officers that they assaulted?
Yeah, I mean,
hey, I once again, please understand that these individuals assaulted other police officers and were hunting members of Congress. They were having a outside picnic. This wasn't some, miscommunication between police officers and civilians and things got heated up. No, this was a riot. But I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Like, Please understand that.
He raises legitimate questions. I mean, it's a tragic situation because someone died, and it's also a tragic situation because brave police officers were put in harm's way. I'm very defensive of police officers. I back the blue. I think police officers protect us and deserve our support and our admiration. So that's my view.
Should she get the settlement?
This should have never happened. On the settlement, look, they were asking for 30. They got 5. I don't know all the facts internally. I've just seen the reporting about whether they thought maybe a jury would side with her. I don't know.
But isn't this?
But I don't. So it's hard for me to know what facts they were looking at internally about what litigation might have produced. But it is a, in my opinion, a tragic situation for everyone. The person who died, the police officer who was involved, who by the way was vindicated in internal reports and internal investigations.
Well, that's the point that I want to make. So it was a wrongful death settlement. What was wrong then? If he wasn't charged, he was cleared in multiple investigations. What was wrong?
This insurrection was perpetuated by the same person whose administration settled this case. So it's not like there was some jury or there was some sort of independent body that gave her this money. This money was given to her by the man who even Scott Jennings at one point said incited this insurrection. His name is Donald Trump.
No, it's coming from taxpayers.
Well, it is
coming from
Donald Trump
taxpayers.
should pay his.
But Donald Trump is the person who allowed that to happen.
And he has been on this issue for a long time. Here's what he said about the officer actually who shot Ashley Babbitt. He said the police officer thug who had a very checkered past to begin with was not just doing his job when he shot and killed great patriot Ashley Babbitt at point blank range. And then he says that she was murdered. He called.
This is crazy right here. Once again, I don't want to be that guy to sit here and try to nitpick and read in between the lines, but it's weird. The police officer that shot and killed that young lady Babbitt was a black guy. So to even hint one, to put in quotes thug, what do you think he's trying to get to his listeners? To get to his viewers when he says thug with a checkered past. I don't see him complaining about every other police officer because incidents like this happen every single day where police officers are abusing people's constitutional rights or straight out killing them for little to zero reason. But I don't see Trump calling all those police officers thugs and with a questionable past. Come on. Hey, maybe I'm just reading too close. I don't know.
The officer, a thug, who was there protecting members of Congress, Democrat and Republican. The thing about the Ashley Babbitt situation is that we actually saw it. We saw the tape of it. We saw that they were trying to break into the chambers where lawmakers were hiding for their lives.
That's right.
Okay? That happened because he was protecting our elected leaders. That is not within question here.
Republicans and Democrats.
Here in New York, routinely, Democratic elected officials routinely call the members of the NYPD thugs, jackbooted
That's not
pigs.
right either.
I'm just saying. The point I'm trying to make is, why do we always treat this one incident with a different lens than the broader issue of the police being assaulted?
Assault on law enforcement in the history of the United States.
It probably isn't. It probably isn't.
But Joe, is it really being?
I'm not trying to one up you there.
Is it really being treated with a different lens, except by the people who are running for office on a back the blue platform?
You're talking to me.
That's what I'm saying. I think that on January 7th, there was almost unanimity that this was an awful day, that the people who were involved in it should be prosecuted. Almost everybody agreed with that. The only reason that changed is because Donald Trump wanted it to change. And because Donald Trump was on the other side of that issue, all the back the blue people have changed their stance. I agree with you that people should be consistent, but I think the lack of consistency is not where you're where you think it is?
I think there were definitely people who were completely overcharged for their participation. I think people that assaulted police officers on video, on camera, easily provable, should be punished and should spend time in jail. I'm consistent. Right, I said the same thing in the last segment when we were talking about the
Right.
Congresswoman. I'm saying the same thing in this
Look,
segment.
if you were in the Oval Office, I think maybe we'd be having a different conversation. But Donald Trump is
Let's
in the
hope.
Oval Office. He has pardoned all of these people, including the ones who assaulted police officers.
Hey, that's a good point. I wish you would question him again. Be like, so you back or you understand why the individuals that assaulted police officers should be charged and going to jail. How do you feel about Trump pardoning those same individuals? Where I want to see that consistency at that point. I bet you it is not there. And if he speaks out against Trump, he ain't gonna be on CNN tomorrow. Guarantee you that.
And now his Justice Department has handed down a $5 million settlement in this case.
But I think the sad thing is when you have larger patterns of might makes right, of Pontius Pilate over Jesus, of Thrasymachus over Socrates, people figure it's all transaction, it's all manipulation, it's all the survival of the slickest. Once you have that dominant in your society, after a while, it doesn't make any difference what's on the books because nobody is taking the book seriously anyway. Rule of law doesn't mean that much. Constitution doesn't mean that much. Quality relations doesn't mean that much.
Harry,
Conversations don't mean that.
Do
It's
you
just power,
feel that
power,
way?
power.
The rule of law has less meaning now?
Last week being National Police Week, the White House tweeted whatever it is. We support and will never betray our men and women in law. Which ones? The ones that voted for you? Like this is about right and wrong.
Hey, dude, do I need to say any more? That right there was perfect. Republicans, day in and day out, for some reason, they claim the ownership of we support the men in blue. We support our police officers because, X, Y, and Z. We support police officers. But then when this happens, they are nowhere to be found. And we have the president of the United States attacking a police officer who was literally doing his job, which is protecting other citizens. And he had his due process and came out clean. But once again, like Cornel West said, none of that matters. Nothing matters.
And like you could turn off all the talking heads, you can turn off all the news, everybody's opinion about January 6th. Hell, watch it on mute. Just press play. Just press play. Everybody watched and had a front row seat to watch what happened with Ashley Babbitt, to watch what happened to everybody in the Capitol that day. You don't need anybody's opinion. Just press play. And anybody that can side with those individuals, they got the nerve to call themselves patriots, and they were right. They're attempting to rewrite what happened that day, and that continues with Donald Trump, with this Justice Department awarding Ashley Babbitt's family $5 million. That is coming from taxpayer money. Ashley Babbitt wouldn't have been there if Donald Trump would have accepted that the election was not stolen. So maybe Donald Trump should pay that $5 million himself instead of the American people.
Hey, that's bars right there. That is bars. Once again, we have to remember, this didn't happen out of nowhere. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't miscommunication. This wasn't, oh, you stepped on my shoe, we're going to start shooting and fighting. No, this was Donald Trump enticing, rallying up his base, his crowd, his listeners. He sent them down there to that Capitol. They ain't gotten, half of them are dumbasses. The other half just gonna follow whoever goes first. And this is what happened. And Donald Trump still to this day calls them patriots. Individuals who wanted to overturn an election, who wanted to overthrow a government. Those people are patriots, right? So up is down, left is right. Nothing matters anymore, right? Got you. But, you know, hey, she got her 5 million, or her family got her 5 million. So now we're going to see crazier acts from people, and they're going to hope Donald Trump is going to see them as an ally and either get a pardon or get some sort of lawsuit. And it's just going to be paid hatred at this point. You know, like the whole pay to play. It's just, you get paid to hate people and to do the most craziest, dumbest things out there. But once again, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything I said in this video, let me know in the comments down below, or hit that blue sky link in the description down below so we can have that one-on-one talk. And like always, let's have that conversation.
I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. Fuck this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give him a name.